listening to some Tina Turner. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Any Tina Turner fans? Tina, one of my inspirations. Woo! Gotta love Tina. Yes. Gotta love Tina. You know what? Oh, she isn't done, I don't think. Let's see. Oh, I like it fast. Let's see. Let's do a little bit more Tina.
If you come down to the river, bet you're gonna find some people who live. You don't have to worry.
My bucket, as I told you, I had to adjust. I get sick a lot, so that's why that's there. My stomach. That's why I smoke pop. Because I'm sick a lot. Rolling, rolling. Going out later. Going to listen to some speakers. One is on human trafficking, which is an epidemic in our country and around the world. You know, there's no commodity that you can make more money off than a human being that you keep selling it over and over and over again. We need to become aware so that we can protect. Rolling. Rolling. For those of you who weren't aware of this, a lot of gang members and things like that are becoming foster parents for children that come from challenging homes, and then putting them in human trafficking. I couldn't believe that when I saw that, but I was surprised at GHS. Okay. All right. Okay. Should we have one more song? I know I do too much music, but let's do one more before we, sorry. If anyone's smoking cigarettes out there, don't. I smoked for over 40 years. I smoked from the time I was 11 till 54. I just recently quit. And don't. You'll end up like me. We won't do the whole song. A friend of mine had suggested, Grace, a little less music. Commercials, as I said, I like writing them. I like being in them. I can't stand listening to them.
La, 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 la.
This is my girl, Jamie Grace.
The smiles are shining out, and they know what it's all about. It's not hard for them to figure out the way you show Jesus.
Where did you take when you go out of the house? Or in your house, more
is
important.
what they heard, and you didn't even say a word. Ain't it funny, that's the way it works. So when you know Jesus,
you never said a word. Who would people say you know?
It's like flipping on the light switch when you're walking into this room.
If you're at home, please get up and join me. Every way, anytime, anywhere, any place. Come on, get up and join me.
The way you love Jesus, and it always seems to me.
Come on, get up.
It's so inspiring.
The way you love Jesus. Yeah, give me that, give me that.
And show me that, show me that.
Who are you showing? Who are you bringing?
The way you show Jesus.
You know, we pretend like the firemen who we spend the most time with.
When life's hard times get tough.
That's why it's important to spend time with our Savior.
You bring Jesus.
Otherwise, how are people going to know you know Him?
Need a really good friend.
You know, we're lucky we have one true friend in this whole world that really has our back when the world walks away.
It's like flipping on the light switch when you're walking into this room. So
Not the way, anytime, anywhere, any place. all over your face.
We know Jesus. And it always seems to me.
Are you bringing the light when you go somewhere or the darkness?
It's so inspiring the way you show Jesus.
Do people say when you come, oh wow, there he or she is, or oh no, here they come again. Walk the doors and hide.
Give me that, give me that, give me that. The way you show Jesus.
I love this girl.
It's like living on the last switch when you're walking.
All right, how you doing today? So I was just sitting here having my coffee. As I said, I'm going out a little bit. I have a ride picking me up. But as I was sitting, I was just going through my desk. And I come across this notebook because my desk is full of notebooks from Lordy Lord. I don't know if I have any dates on here, but it's not recent. I'm trying to see if I have like a year. I don't know. Maybe we'll see it as we go along. But I had noticed something in here that I had written. I had noticed that I'd written about, it says rejection isn't skin deep. It goes straight to the core. Rejection is more powerful. More painful than broken bones. Rejection goes straight to your core. It says, you're not worthy. You're not good enough. I lie straight from the pit of hell because in the Bible, there is no Bible verse that talks about worthiness. Because we're all unworthy compared to God, because nothing is anything until we compare it to something. And the only thing we should measure ourselves by, besides who we were yesterday, is God himself and his son. And I wrote, let's see, Jesus, the Son of God, was rejected. To reject it means to refuse something, leaving the other to feel less than. I'm going to read that again because that's so important. I hope no one watching does this. Rejection means to refuse something. You got to be careful of, we need to be careful of what we accept and what we reject. What are we accepting? What are you accepting in your life today? I know for me, I used to accept the unacceptable. And then I wonder why I wasn't happy and why people treated me a certain way. Because we teach people how to treat us. That is my responsibility. That is your responsibility. As an adult, it's each and every one of our responsibility to teach others how to treat us by how we treat ourselves. Unfortunately, a lot of times in our early beginnings, the seed of rejection gets planted in there, and so we walk or we go through life not feeling worthy, and we teach, like as I said, we teach the world to treat us as such. And then I had put, leaving others to feel, To be rejected means to refuse something, leaving others to feel less than. Rejection sends a message. You're not worthy. I don't want you. You don't fit. I remember growing up, and it's still the same way. It's never changed. But I was always told I didn't fit. My mother, I didn't live with my mom and dad, before my first year of life. But my mom always said, and she would still say it, you're not like the rest. If I hadn't seen you be born, I wouldn't think you were ever mine. Because you don't look like us. You don't think like us. You don't talk like us. You're nothing like the rest of us. Rejection. The worst place to start in life. The very worst place for an infant, or even before you're an infant, when you're in the womb, the very worst place to start in life is rejection in the crib. Because if Satan can get you in the crib or in the womb, and he can reject you and have you give you that seed of rejection, then he doesn't have to do a whole lot. The world would just come and water it. Every little thing, even if it's not a big thing, because eventually, once you have that seed of rejection, then what other people do when they're not even rejecting you, it's not even about you, but you get a thin skin. You think everything is about you. I know this. How do I know this? Because I was this. Because I had the seed of rejection. And it wasn't just a little seed. Man, I had an oak tree of rejection inside of me starting at birth. Number one, and I'm not the only child, because was unwanted. And my mother told me that when she brought me home from the hospital for the short time that I did live with them, that my dad put me in the closet. So that's where I spent my beginning of my life, in a closet with a closed door. Okay. Often we reject ourselves when we put ourselves down. Have you ever put yourself down? Let's see, what was I? Sorry. We put ourselves down. No, I know I used to do that. I remember when I left the father of my kids, and it was like, I was just so used to be, from the home I grew up in, to being put down, and then getting the man I chose to marry to put me down. Nobody could put me down like me. I'd spill a cup of coffee, and excuse my language, I'd be like, you stupid bitch, you stupid this, you that. And then I realized, look at how you talk to yourself. And I trained myself when I stopped putting myself down. So I spilled a cup of coffee. Not a big deal. It didn't make me worthless because I spilled a cup of coffee, because I tripped over my own feet, or because I made the wrong choice, no more than it does you. Often we reject ourselves. Oh, I already heard this. We put ourselves down. When we don't feel worthy, we will send out signals for rejection. It's just like with anything else. We put signals out there, just like a radio, our energy, and people can pick up that energy. And those who are looking for people that to harm or to hurt or to victimize, they'll feel that rejection. That seed of rejection in us, and then they'll be drawn to us. But we're the ones doing it. We're the ones doing it by having the seed of rejection. Self-rejection is an ongoing thing. They have a critical spirit of self and others. If I have the more critical my spirit is against myself, the more critical I am of me, the more critical I am going to be of you. The more loving and accepting I am going to be of me, the more loving and accepting I'm going to be of you. So next time you think, oh man, that person is so critical, all they ever do is tear me apart, because I know those people. I have some of those people in my life, but it's not about us. It's not about us. We can't give away what we don't have. If you ask me for a bag of oranges, and I really want to give you a bag of oranges, I don't have any oranges. I can't give you what I don't have. None of us can, no matter how much we long to. Then it says, they have difficulty loving others because they feel inferior and pay over attention to appearance. Now, a lot of times when we feel unworthy, we will think that we love others. We will even believe that we love others. But again, you can't give away what you don't have. When Christ walked upon this earth in the Gospels, he left but 2 commandments, not 10. To love God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your might, and to love your neighbor as yourself. Now, how am I supposed to love my neighbor as myself if I don't know how to love me? Or if I'm loving myself, treating myself with low value, like I'm the dented can at the supermarket that's on sale for 75% off, then that's how I'm going to treat you too. It's only when we learn to value ourselves and appreciate ourselves and put our own personal price tag on ourselves and hire our value that we will hire others' value and treat them with value. You can't give away what you don't have, once again. Feel inferior, over attention on appearance. Oh Lord, isn't this an epidemic in today's society? Here too, over attention on appearance. I mean, how much does America or the world pay on cosmetic surgery and diets and all that? I always say, if we spend as much time on our soul as our hair, just think what a beautiful world we would have, huh? Seriously, if we spend even a smidgen of the time in the Word with God that we spent on saying, oh, am I the right size of jeans? Does my face look right? Does, my makeup look right? Does my hair look right? If we spend even a smidgen of that time with God, just think how much more beautiful our world would be, how much more smoothly our lives would run. And, I used to think that I used to say I was vain when I was younger. And my sons, because I would always be like, oh my God, the way I look, don't take my picture, don't look at me. I always wanted to be taking the picture. I was never good enough for me because I was a perfectionist. And I was a perfectionist because I had low self-esteem. I didn't realize how worthy I was. I didn't understand that I was a master. Even as a Christian, I didn't understand that we are all a masterpiece created by the master. Then I wrote down here, if they can't do it right, they won't do it. Have you ever done that? Have you ever said, oh, well, I can't be the best, so I'm not going to do it? That used to be me, not anymore. I know I'm not going to be the best. It's like singing. I can't carry a tune, but Lord, I love to sing. I mean, I can catch myself walking down the street singing, and I usually have old time black gospel in my ears and my headphones, and I'm walking and I'll be singing along. You know what? I really don't care. I don't need to be the best at anything besides the best me. Neither do you. It's not just me. You don't have to worry about being the best. Do your best and let God take care of the rest. That's all you need to do. If you want to be the best at anything, be the best neighbor. Be the best lover of humanity. Be the best at being kind. Be the best at being kind to you. A sense of floating anger, easily upset, thin-skinned. Oh, Lord, that was me. That was me. There's a saying, I can't remember who says it right now. How's it go? Criticism should be like rain, gentle enough to nourish the root, to nourish the roots without destroying the soil, I think it goes. I used to be so thin-skinned because I felt unworthy that I couldn't take any criticism. And when we feel like that, we are thin-skinned and we can't take, and we're easily angered. Today, I understand, regardless of what you call me or think of me, I know what I think of myself and who I am. And as Lisa Nichols says, I have nothing to protect and nothing to prove. I know exactly who I am today. And I like her. Okay. And they act superior. When people have that seed of rejection, a lot of times they they act a little superior. Why? Because they don't want you to know. Because then if you know, you might attack. Easily hurt, emotional. Sorry. I can't read my own writing. Out looking for confirmation, yet don't trust it. Whatever we believe in ourselves, we'll look for confirmation in. If I think that, I don't know, that the world's a beautiful, kind place, when I go out into it, I'm going to meet beautiful and kind people. If I think all men are cheaters and, I don't know, jerks, then everyone I'm going to meet, if I'm out there dating, is going to be a single jerk, because that's what I'm going to draw to me. Whatever my belief is, whatever our beliefs are, that's just how it works. We will confirm it. We will find it in the world and to confirm that we are right, whatever that is. So it's better, as in Philippians, it says, I think it's Philippians 4:4. It's better to think upon some things that are beautiful, things that fill our soul, not drain our soul. The beautiful, not the ugly. Things to praise, not to curse. Because we need, as the word says, we need to take every thought captive. Because as a man thinketh. I already said this, even though I didn't read it. When we grow up not thinking much of ourselves, it's hard to trust anyone else. When you don't think much of yourself, it's hard to believe when someone says, oh, you're beautiful, or oh, you're intelligent, or oh, you're this, or oh, you're that, a compliment. And if you don't believe it about yourself, you kind of think, number one, what does that person want? Or number two, you might think, I thought they were a pretty cool person, but they must not be all that awesome because they think I'm awesome. And that's how we feel often when we don't put a value on ourselves like Christ puts on us, like the Lord puts on us. You go through life depriving yourself or face your rejections. because you're suspicious, and your suspicions makes you, and it makes you lonely because you hide and you keep yourself isolated because you don't want more rejection. You don't want more rejection. So you keep yourself apart. And this belief, it cheats you out of the life you could have. It cheats you out of all the joy and the beauty. You know, if we're never sad, we can't compare it to be happy. Can't be happy all the time. And God uses everything. Everything. So don't let the world's rejection, don't turn the world's rejection or take the world's rejection as God's rejection, because God doesn't reject you. I wrote Get Past the Rejection Syndrome. Let's see. My writing is terrible, I'm sorry. Our opinions of ourselves form our fear of rejections. Sometimes our perceived physical defects or our deep emotional hurts from the past, even the death of a loved one or divorce, can create these wounds of rejection. Then I wrote, if you get married in order to be loved, you're headed for trouble. Have you ever done that? I have. I have. Now I'm divorced because I did it for the wrong reason. I did it looking for me. I did it looking for the love that only Christ could give. I did it to fill that hole of rejection that had been there since probably before I came upon the earth, but definitely fed from my earliest beginnings from the crib. Always trying to fill that hole that only He can fill. You know, we try to fill it with drugs, alcohol, food, sex, music, work, relationships. Only God can fill it. Let's see where I am here. As I said, if you get married in order to be loved, you're headed for trouble. When we hear we don't want you from your parents, it stays with you. When we hear I don't want you from your parents, there's no greater rejection. We are part of them. We come from their bodies. We are the best part of them. So when we hear that, it's like a part of ourselves rejecting us. So then we have that seed, as I said, that we feel we're unworthy. So then we keep going out into the world to confirm it, and we get out and we get into relationship. Doesn't matter if you're male or female. You'll get into the same relationships as the broken ones that you had with your original caretakers. And unknowingly, subconsciously, try to repair that relationships in your adult relationships, whether it be a romantic, intimate relationship or your work or your friends. We all do it. The worst thing that can happen to a woman is to be rejected by her father. Now, if there's any men out there watching with daughters, you are your little girl's first love. You are not only her first love, you, as the father, are the blueprint for your future son-in-law. So how you treat your wife, how you treat the mother of your child will be how your future son-in-law will treat your little princess, your little girl. So think about that next time you're complaining about the mother of your children, especially in front of them, or you're yelling at her, or you're doing whatever. Think about how you treat your spouse, because one day that's going to be your future son-in-law. And it goes the same for women. Women, we don't get away with it either. How you treat your kids, that one day that's going to be your future daughter-in-law, because it goes both ways. Okay. You don't just, as I said earlier, the worst thing that can happen to a woman is to be rejected by her father. You don't just get over it. We all have a library on our shoulders, and it's called our minds, where we all store our memories and emotions. Right up here. And you know what? Our memories, you and I might see the same thing, experience the same thing, but we'll have different memories. My cousin William and I were talking about this the other day. We'll see the same thing, but we'll have different memories because of the perception of that we're seeing. It's all based on the perceptions from our past experiences. We record in our brains what our parents say. One unkind moment can devastate a life. And most of us don't want to hurt our kids, or even most people, I don't believe, with our words. Words are a powerful thing. Words are what God used to create the entire universe. Sorry, I'm still going to talk. I'm just going to light up a bowl here because of my stomach. Oh, do I have any? Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. So words are what God created to do the whole to create the whole the entire universe. It says in the Bible that God is the Word. So words are powerful. God's word is what He left us. You see my new bowl for my daughter? She doesn't smoke, but she knows I love elephants. It's so cute. Okay. Let's see here. Do you ever let your perceived physical defects not limit, but think, oh, well, I'm not good enough because of that? I know I do. I'm the type of person that I would think I have to go on a diet and get in shape to go. I used to be to go to the gym. For real. How sad is that? How utterly sad is that? I got to put this in my bowl. Deep emotional hurts from the past. I already read that one. Sorry, I got off my thing where I was. I make a lot of noise when I. All right. We record in our brains what our parents. As I was saying, one kind word can devastate a life. My daughter, and I'm sorry about this. We do most of us do the best that we have to work with at the time. I was talking to my daughter the other day. We talk just about every day. And I was saying that you look good. And she says, Mom, I've gained a lot of weight. And I remember when I weighed, and she said what she used to weigh. And she said, and I was like, and she looked great. And she said, you said to me, oh, but if you lost 10 pounds, just think of how fabulous you'd look. Unfortunately, because of myself, I always think, well, if I lost 10 pounds, I'd look better. So I put that on to my daughter. And now she has this thing where she took it on and always feels that she's too heavy and not good enough. I didn't mean to do that to my child, but I did that. It wasn't intentional. Another reason we don't base our worth off people, because even well-meaning people, the people who love you the most, will hurt you, but not necessarily on purpose, because we're not perfect. Someone's calling. Who is this? Oh, my friend from Maine. Hey, Laura.
What are you doing, joking?
I was smoking a bowl, and I'm on YouTube, and I'm reading my notes. I'm smoking a bowl that my daughter sent me. She sent me a elephant bowl, and I found some old notes from Lord, I don't know when. And so I just put on the YouTube and lit up a bowl and started to talk and just started. Did you get your really, really super late birthday card?
No.
You haven't got it?
No.
What the heck is up with that? That should have been there by now.
9 Old Union Road, Washington?
Yeah.
It come today because I checked the mail. So.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just, I don't know. The post office has gone down and, they ain't what they used to be.
I get you a gift too, but I haven't sent it. I just haven't because I didn't want to go over to the post office. I don't like the post offices. I'll tell you. I hate them.
Well, the small town.
When you fill it out, I give it to you.
Oh, I know. I wish I could hop right on over there. Just jump on the bus. call an Uber, come on right over.
Right. Well, once you fill him up on a plane, you come over.
You know, there isn't any work right now, Laura.
Yeah.
You know, and I got, you know, I've had so much going on with my health and stuff, even if there was, you know, things are like, but I have a surgery for I have in June 11th, my right hand and elbows getting surgery, but I don't know how long before my second surgery, you know what I mean? Because both arms need to be done in both hands. They're both kind of useless. I can barely use them. I mean, I'm pretty much down to my left hand. Like I light a lighter a few times with my right hand and I'm done.
Oh, so you're gonna make it in May then, huh?
Well, I don't know. I mean, they had tickets one day for to go to Maine.
Yeah.
What was it? I can't remember. I mean, it was like really nothing. It was like $36 or something. It was almost only one way. You couldn't bring nothing, but who cares? Go to Goodwill or something. Right. Who needs clothes? I mean, just put some extras on. So I got to come see your rooster. I got to get your rooster and your chickens. I'm on the phone to my friend Laura back in Maine. We've been friends since we were 12 years old. I was 12. She was 13. And Sheila has a wonderful farmhouse back in Maine, in Washington, Maine, little town in Maine. What is it, like 1,100 people or something? I can't remember. I looked it up when I was there.
I don't know.
Just a small little place. But she has an incredible farmhouse with horses and chickens and a rooster that I fell in love with. I do. I mean, if I could have the life, Laura, I would have the farmhouse and the roosters and the chicken and all of that.
You know, the rest of his foot, he only got 1 foot in the leg.
Only 1 foot in the leg, but he keeps going.
I know. That's why I called him JJ, Joe Jr. His foot. What happened was his foot got cold and it fell off. It's like it
got cold and fell off?
Yeah, in the wintertime. Yeah,
I didn't know a rooster's leg could get cold and fall off.
Well, it did. I didn't think until that happened. But anyway, I didn't kill him because he gets around and everything. So
wow.
He gets around on his 1 foot and 1 leg.
So what's it like in Maine today? How's the weather?
Pretty nice out there today. Lisa's coming up in May.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
How long she staying for?
I don't know, probably a couple weeks.
Oh gosh, yeah. I definitely couldn't come in May because of my surgeries.
Oh, yeah.
In June, but she comes up quite a bit though, so maybe she'll come back.
Yeah. Well, I hope you show up sooner or later. I don't know.
Oh, I know, I will. And when I come back, we'll have to have Henry over again. I love Henry. I haven't seen Henry since I was 15. I've always liked Henry. Oh, no, that's not true. I saw him, oh God, I can't remember, like late 20s also, but not forever to talk to or hang with or anything, you know. You know, he's a good musician.
Yeah,
He can sing.
yeah.
He used to do a lot of ZZ Top and covers like that. He was good.
Yeah. I told him to go down there and play him, but he's a Republican, so he doesn't want to go down there and hang out with Rocky because they have guitars and singing down there. I said, well, yeah, you went wrong.
Why is what is Rocky?
Democrat.
Oh, he is? Oh, I'm surprised. Because you and Rocky are so close.
Rocky's a hippie, so hippies like free stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember that, right? The free and all that.
When you say the first person I think of, and God rest his soul, he's probably passed on now. He used to sit at Albert Line Burners. What was his name? He was older than us. What was his name? Lordy Lord.
I don't know.
Oh, what was his name? It's the first person comes to mind. He used to have sunglasses on all the time.
Nelson?
Nope. Oh my God. I mean, I just remember, I was like 11 years old. Me and Carmen I remember going to get penny candy, and he was always trying to flirt with Carmen.
Yeah.
I can't, what the hell was it? I mean, I like his name's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, don't you hate it when you do that?
The only one I remember used to go there all the time was Nipper Nelson, but he was always stoned.
Oh no, I remember. No, this guy was like, I don't know, like now he'd be probably
60?
older, probably 65 maybe.
I think I know who you're talking talking about.
I mean, he was a good-looking guy back then. Yeah, at least I thought so. But I'll never say I had taste. But my baby Karen said that one day. She says, "Big Karen," she goes, "You for whatever reason you always like ugly guys." I don't either.
Well, it's not the looks that you're looking for.
Right, it's the heart, and make you laugh.
Right? That's a lot. They can make you laugh if you get married to them, then they can make you cry.
Right. I know. That's what I was just reading on in this notebook. It was about rejection, and like when we have when we feel rejected as a child, and then we go out into the world, and then we'll look for those same type of relationships. We don't do it consciously, but subconsciously, we look for like the original relationships that we had in our childhood to fix those. We try to fix the old relationship with the new relationship. See what you know what I mean? Like I've always got people like my mom and dad. I've always chosen people that, even though I was married, that were emotionally unavailable. Nobody that people who needed me.
I think that's 50% of the United States anyway.
Yeah, but people who needed me, you know what I mean? Like I had to fix them, and my daughter does the same thing. People you need to fix. Oh my gosh, they need me. I need to fix them.
The same thing. Yeah, he told me that. He said, I can't have it. I need somebody that's broken to fix them.
Who said that?
Rocky.
Oh, so Rocky's so yeah, men do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, men do it too. It's like my son. He always needs to have somebody because he had to take care of me unknowingly, emotionally, since he was in my arms. So he is drawn, and he was saying this the other day. He's always been drawn to women that need him. That he has to take care of a fix, or he's just naturally drawn to women who he needs to take care of.
Right.
And me, I remember being 5 years old, getting in the car with my grandparents to go get my mom at the bar before the cops would get there, and it was my job to keep her calmed down. So she needed me, and like I was needed a lot as a kid. So
I always come from a strong family, so.
I always, in the past was drawn to people that, like I said, needy people. You got a drug problem. I don't do drugs, but okay. You know what I mean? Or drink or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Let me fix you.
But that's not the way I was. We were strong, and I was always, I like strong people.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's like, growing up, it's like men in my family were allergic to work. They really didn't work. Right. Bobby just drank all the time, and his women worked. His women worked and took care of him. I don't ever remember as a little child Bobby holding a job. Ever.
My brothers never really held jobs. They went fishing.
And my grandfather, I don't remember him working. When he had his taxi cab business, but he didn't work too much. I saw the women work.
Prison. My brothers were in prison.
Right, so they weren't out there working, providing either.
No, but they were provided for.
Yeah, they were provided for. I know, I still can't believe times have changed so much, I can't wait till I get my book done and it gets out there, and like just parts like with you and I, and was it Lori or was it Lisa? Or was it just you and me? I'm trying to remember because your memory's better than mine. When we'd sit there in the at the prison farm, and smoke weed. And we used to go see David, which was, I can't remember, was Lisa or Lori with us? I don't think it would have been Lisa.
No, Lisa said she'd never been there, so.
Yeah, and we used to go. Did Lori go with us, or was it just you and I? I forget.
I don't know. I can't remember even doing it. I'm probably stoned. I'm not like you, Karen. I know we stay stoned all the time, so I smoking stuff even, Everyone's gonna raise my mind.
Well, I tell you, it's because of my stomach. I have a bucket sitting here in my living room because I was loving my toilet this morning before I'd even eaten anything, because it's my stomach.
Your stomach is still fucking up?
Yeah. Yeah, I wake up and I just, can't all day. I'm supposed to go get ultrasounds because, when they did that procedure at the hospital, and now I have that problem because there's a bump there, and I'm just so tired of doctors. I'm not going today. I mean, I gotta go because I have the thing there to get the ultrasound. I have the thing there for the blood work. I'll go tomorrow. I'm going today to go to tonight. I'm going to a little while. I'm going to somebody I went to lunch with yesterday. Breakfast with yesterday. Somebody that I'd met at a rally a few months back. She works in Beverly Hills. She's a hairdresser in Beverly Hills, and befriending her and stuff, one another. And she's speaking tonight, which I might do it live. So you should really watch it without going into it right now. It's something that you would be interested in. Okay. And something I need to learn more about. And also there's a speaker tonight that I'm looking forward to hearing where I'm going. And I don't know the rest of the people, never met them, but that is speaking on human trafficking, which is something I've always cared about. That's something deep to my heart. So that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm going there and gonna listen to people speak. I love listening. Do you like that? Do you like listening to people talk?
Well, that's all you're doing, so.
I love listening to people talk. I always have. I like talking and I like listening. What'd you say?
I was talking about that I was supposed to go to the dentist, and I made a 3-week appointment, and then the day before the appointment, they told me that they had to reschedule me because I didn't call back and tell them that I was scheduled.
Wow, because you didn't call them and tell them that you were scheduled. Okay, let me get this right. That you made a dentist appointment. And now you have to reschedule because you didn't call the dentist to tell them you are coming in 3 weeks.
Right.
Okay.
I was fucking pissed because I broke a tooth, one of my back teeth. And I said, I got to come in and have some x-rays done and some cleaning done. They said, fine, yeah, we got you scheduled down, blah, blah, blah. And then the day before the fucking process, they told me I had to reschedule. I wanted to get down there and I wanted to fucking smash them. I would do them some denture work.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I'm pissed. So now I got a broken tooth. Now I'm going to have to wait. The dentist. I'm going to have to wait 7 more weeks to get a fucking appointment in.
Yeah, that's see, I'm big on customer service. I remember when I worked at the Ford garage, and they didn't ask me to do it, but I enjoy that. So I enjoy actually customer service, and I like to help. So I just started helping with the garage, and they loved it because their customer service went way up. They got letters and everything about thanking them for the service they were getting because of me doing that. Ford. I worked for Yankee, Ford, Brunswick, Ford, and Yankee, Brunswick, and Rockland there. Because I started selling cars, and I hadn't driven very long. I'd only driven a year. I wasn't really looking for a job. My husband did auto body work. Oh, I'm fixing this. So I went to look for a job thinking they're going to fire me, but I don't know anything about cars. I think they're going to turn me down. So I go there ready to be rejected. We just talking about rejection, so that I can say, because I was always trying to help my husband, And surprisingly, they hired me. So I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I got a job. I wasn't even really looking for one. It was just pretend looking. So then I went home and I told my husband, I was like, I was trying to help you out and I got a job. So then I sold for 30 days. And the big boss was there one day, and I sold a car on the phone. And I took a deal away from Wiscasset Ford, it sells more cars than anyone in Maine, in that area. And the boss was so impressed, and they said, oh yeah, she's on that phone because that's what I would do. I'm a go-getter. I don't just sit there, So when the guys would be, because I was only female, and the guys would be sitting around all at night and, telling their jokes and whatnot, I'd be up in the attic getting old files, and I'll be calling people up, introducing myself, and I'll be like, oh, do you a friend, a colleague looking for a car, a second car, blah, 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 and this is me. And so that's how, and I'd connect with people. And I connected with this woman on the phone, Linda, remember her husband, Linda Taylor, her name was, and her husband was a pilot, and her and I connected. She goes, oh, I wish you would have called yesterday. We have one on hold. It was Cassett Ford. I said, oh, well, you really? I said, it's better to be out a few $100s than to be out thousands of dollars. So why don't you come in and see me first, and we'll see what we can do before you make any decisions. And she did, and worked her out a better deal. And I got a promotion to manager. So in 30 days, and I always say, because God knew I was too honest, just, you know what I mean? I wouldn't lie about, I'd be like telling people, hey, I don't know anything about cars. I don't even pump my own gas. Take the $50, whatever, take it to somebody that you trust and have them look it over, because you're going to, before you invest, because personally, I don't know a thing about cars. And I, like I said, and then I went to leasing manager, and they sent me away to school in Philadelphia, which, oh my God, I had the best of time. I loved everybody in school. I mean, I tell you, if I would have made different choices in life, I wish I could have gone to college, Laura, because I was like the geek, and I loved everybody. I loved every teacher. I loved everybody. There wasn't anybody I didn't love. I mean, the teacher even gave me a gift when I left. I was the only person. I mean, I loved everyone. And then a couple years later, one of the girls I met, Sherry Bork, I had such an amazing experience. Farrah and I went to her house in Wisconsin and spent 2 weeks.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, from when they sent me to school. And I actually came across somebody in California. I put the number here right on my desk somewhere. I got a call because I just came across his number. I'm like, oh, wow, I'm in California now, and I wonder if he still works there. Because like I said, I really connected with people. It wasn't like just, oh, another person. We just, I was, like I said, I was the little geek. What'd you say?
You bought a car off of this person and she calls you 10 years later, or what?
No. We went to school together. No, but, no, I like people. And we just connected. I can't explain it. It's like this one lady I sold a car to, her dad came in because he wanted to meet me because of just how good I treated his daughter. And he ended up being a pastor in Warren. And I ended up going to his church. So it was kind of cool. I remember my boss, Robert Esposito. Now, if you were a guy, you wouldn't like Bob Esposito. But I always liked Bob Esposito. And I've always had a bit of like that kind of, probably because of the way I grew up, kind of that little gangster stuff in me anyhow. And, I don't know if it's mafia or whatnot, but I think so, But not my place to say or judge. So, but anyhow, he wasn't nice if you were a guy. But see, he respected me because, like, I remember this guy was rude one day to me, insulted me, and he took me aside and he wanted to know who did it. And I wouldn't tell him. And he's like, it'll be just between us. And I said, no, I take care of my own stuff. So he really respected that I wouldn't, get the guy fired, even though I wouldn't tell him who it was. And then, the girls complained that I talked too much about God at work. So he called me in the office and he's like, I'm afraid I might get struck by lightning. He says, but can you not talk about God at work? And I was like, you know what, Bob? I like my job. I like my job a lot. I said, but I love my God. I said, and I don't need the job. I like the job. I said, but no, I can't do that. I said, I can tone it down a bit, but you're asking me to not be who I am, and I'm not willing to do that. So my God comes first. He chuckled, and it was okay, because I stood my ground, but I was always polite, so he liked me and I liked him. And when I left, I was starting to have some issues in my health, and I left him a card. And I said, one day, you may turn on your TV and expect to see me. I said, walk into a bookstore and pick up my book. I actually sent him a card that said, because I always liked him, He was nice to me. He was a hard ass to men, but he was nice to me. And never inappropriate, never inappropriate. He was always just nice.
Well, I guess anyway, so let me know when you come to Maine next time or when you're headed back. So
I will. I got to start looking, see if I can't find any of those $36 tickets.
Well, make sure it's not on the broom because this time you're going to have to take the airplane.
Yeah. I know the broom's out of commission. I can't borrow yours because it's from Maine.
All right.
All right.
I'll talk
It's
to you
so
later.
so good to hear from you, Laura.
Alrighty.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I love her. Oh, here's one of my other friends here. She says, "Do you want some company in California? I need a new star. I want to get away from everybody. We could be roommates." I love her, but I can't do roommates. If I could do roommates, I'd date. Because then I could fall in love. If I want to live with somebody, it's going to be a man. I want friends, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I'd rather have a very tiny place that was all mine than a mansion that I had to share. I don't know. I have my own way of doing things. I have my own way of doing things. I'm set in my ways. I've been living alone so long now. I hope that I can one day fall in love and be with somebody and all that good stuff, because I'm so damn set in my ways. I know what I want and who I am and what I don't know. I'm not really willing to bend anymore. Definitely not willing to change. Took a long time to like me. So it's like gonna have to be definitely a divine intervention. I know I'm all over the place today, but you know what? That's okay, because nothing's scripted. Nothing's, you just heard from my good friend Laura. It would be cool when I do get to go to Maine again, and then I can film there at her farmhouse. You'll like that. Oh, I don't like cold coffee because I drink mine black, straight up, and nasty. That is nasty. All right, so let me share something inspiring with you instead of just running my jaws, okay? Not that I can't run my jaws pretty good, because I can. All right, so this is a prayer that I've been carrying around. I know I've shared this before, but maybe somebody new is watching. And you know what? It is such a, I wish I wrote it, but I didn't. It's just something I don't even know where I got but I know I've had it since I was in my 20s. And this is for everyone, okay? God knows me and loves me and cares for me. I am just as dear to him as any human being who has ever lived. God has every quality of personality except limitations. See, with God, nothing is impossible. For he says that, and God can do anything except lie, because Satan is the father of lies, and God can do anything except that. Okay. He can be anything to me that any human being could be, and infinitely more. In truth and reality, nothing can ever touch me but the direct actions of God himself, and God is love. There is no problem bigger than God, no difficulty, however seemingly grave, that can come into my life, that can come into your life, that God cannot completely wipe out. God is continuously instructing me and you and inspiring us. And in some good way, he will clearly show me. And in some good way, he will now clearly show you the next important step in life and how to take that step. The will of God for me is peace of mind, true happiness. It's way down there. Unbroken progress. I thank God for this. Let me read you one more prayer. See, these I keep right here because I'm a sentimental fool. So, and my friend Kathy wrote this. She wrote this decades ago for me. The things that mean the most to me, though, are the things that would mean nothing to the world, but to me they're priceless. Much more so than I don't. I care about the simple things. I care about these little pieces of paper that people give me much more than I do something that costs $4,000. Just a sentimental fool. Kathy's prayer. Precious Lord, thank you for showing me that I am important to you. I know that you want me to be healed, to be whole, to feel good about myself, to give you all the praise. I want to be able to trust you more and more and not to try to do everything myself. I truly want you to be my first love. Love me, help me, heal my family. In Jesus' name, amen. Such a beautiful prayer she wrote. I got to check on the time because my bride's going to come and I got to get ready. And I, like I said, I know I'm looking around my wall, seeing what I should share up there. Okay. Let's see. Because I always say I want to share one more thing. See, that's the thing with me. I'm all in nothing. I'm always like, one more thing. As I look around for one more thing, which there's plenty to choose from. It's like, I just want to know what I want to leave you with. But I always want it to be a surprise, like even to me. Like, so those are all cards. I love to give people birthday cards and stuff, so I try to have them on hand. These are just hospital stuff. I try to have it on hand so that if somebody's sick or it's their birthday or whatever it is, I like to give cards. See, this is a mess. Let me show you where we are. Okay. Oh, let me see along with you though. Oh, this is just a piece of something, so no need to ship. This is something my daughter did as just a kid. This is hers from school. Oh, this is a long time ago. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is something I wrote a really long. This is funny. Okay. I'm always changing my name, right? My daughter was the same way. So when she was young. Well, so a friend of mine back home, first time I met her, she gave me the name Mocha as a nickname. So back home, before I came to California, before I ever even thought I would live here, I mean, there was a time I thought that this would just be a forever dream that would never come to be, and, but I wanted it, So my friend, like I said, gave me this name Mocha. So I had this idea because, see, my world had always been really small. I lived my entire life within a 12-mile radius. I got married really young. I never even drove a car until I was 30. Because I was married and my husband didn't let me out of the house pretty much. The only place I went was church. So, and I started going there because I would sneak off. He'd be sleeping and I'd take my kids and I'd go down the end of the road where I knew the bus would drive by. So there used to be a bus from the church to pick up the kids. Well, I'm just a young girl, 19 years old, and I'd jump on the bus with my kids. And that was the only place I was really allowed to go. And so every Sunday I took my kids to church. So anywho, I had this idea because I had all these friends all over the world, and I, like I said, I didn't know hardly anyone because my world was so small. So I put Mocha, a Cinderella story. See, I haven't read this either for a long years and years, so I don't even know what I'm going to be reading. Okay. Hello, I'm Mocha. I live outside the box, and sometimes I travel there. I live my life by simple rules. One being, if it doesn't kill me, put me in jail, or defile my faith, I'll try it once, twice if I like it. I do not allow others' perceptions to define me. I believe that life is made up of two basic emotions, love and fear. With this belief, I live life on the edge, removing all shoulds from my life. Today I no longer should or if on myself. I have a strong faith and an open mind, a loving heart, a confident spirit. I am a bit of a wild stallion. I am grateful for everything. I feel like Cinderella, whose prince has just arrived. Starting children, I love finding this old stuff. Oh, starting children of grace. See how messy this is? Starting children of grace to provide scholarships for American orphans and to build safe houses around the country for victims of human trafficking. I forgot about this. I'm a sinner, not a saint. I'm not perfect, but I'm learning how to be perfected. Oh, no. I'm not perfect, but I'm learning how to be perfect at being me. I wasn't born to teach or to preach, but to reach. But to reach out to the broken, the wounded, the misunderstood. It's like so tiny down here. It says, a character, a little crazy in a good way. And I can't, and then it says wink. I have to write that neater. I mean, this is so done old. I mean, oh my gosh. But I like what it says. Let's see, I was like, up here I crossed all out. See, it's so messy. I told you I should have been a doctor. I write so messy. But I like that, but instead of Mocha, see, like I said, that was a nickname my friend back home gave me, was Mocha. But instead, I can say, hello, I'm Sister Grace. And I look outside the box, and sometimes, I like that kind of. Hello, I'm Sister Grace. Let me try this again. Let me fix this. I feel like it's looking at me funny. Okay. Well, I'm Sister Grace. Hello, I'm Sister Grace. I look outside the box, and sometimes I travel there. How's that? What do you think? What do you think, Hansy? Let me try that again. I have no room to move. Sister Grace, I look outside the box. Hello, I'm Sister Grace. Sometimes I look outside the box, and sometimes I travel there. Let me do that over. See, if I had room to walk, it'd be better. Because I'm nervous. Hello, I'm Sister Grace. I look outside the box, and sometimes I travel there. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Okay. I live my life by simple rules. Let me try to get this one. I have to read it with my glasses. Live my life by simple rules. I live my life by simple rules. One being, as long as it doesn't kill me, put me in jail, or defile my faith, I'll try it once, twice if I like it. I'm stoned and being silly. I hope it's okay. Okay. Try to read my writing. I believe life is made of awful coffee. This was a neighbor's coffee. He came down for a wake and bake this morning, but he didn't finish his coffee. The kid upstairs. See, I miss having my son close. I miss mothering. I'm a natural. I love to mother. So I like giving people coffee and whatever. If I had an oven here, which I don't, I'd be baking cookies and things like that for all the neighbors. Friend of mine back home on the island, Brian, he used to say, You should teach the women over on the island how to be real women like you, he used to say. And all you feminists, be quiet now. Don't go jumping all over me now because I'm not a feminist. Do I deserve the same pay as a man? Probably more because I'm a good worker. I don't think it should go by my sex, what I'm paid. It should go by what I do. But yes, just as much. But a feminist, I am not. I take pride in taking care of my home. I take pride if I have a family to take care of. I take pride in putting a meal on the table if I'm married. I take pride in taking care of my man. My ex used to say I'm 1940s, but you know what? I think I'm more 1950s, but though I do love the hats and the gloves, so maybe he's right. But you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with 1940s, 1950s. Ain't nothing wrong with being you. Ain't nothing wrong with embracing yesterday's traditions or ways. Because look at the world. I don't need to say any more. Just look at the world. All right. I'll read this again. Oh, I'm just going to get so sick. Let me see the time. Hello, I'm Sister Grace. I look on the outside and sometimes, let me do that over. Hello, I'm Sister Grace. I look on the outside of the box and sometimes I travel there. I live my life by simple rules. One being, as long as it doesn't kill me, put me in jail, or defile my faith, I'll try it once, twice if I like it. I don't allow others' perception to define me. I believe life is made up of two emotions, love and fear. With this belief, I live life on the edge. Removing all, I got to rewrite this so it's legible. Removing all shoulds from, today I no longer should on myself. I have a strong faith and an open mind, a loving heart, and a confident spirit. I'm a bit of a wild stallion. So an old boss used to refer to me. Said the world needed more wild stallions. So I am grateful for everything. And I am. You know that? I am grateful for everything. It's not just words, you know. When I read that, I think of Paul in the Bible. And we spoke about this the other day and this is on my wall somewhere. It says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that's how, you know how in the Bible, it depends on which book, which version that you're reading, whether it's King James, NIV, whatever, the way, you know, whatever you're reading, it depends on how the wording's going to be. And it usually says, when Paul is talking there, it says, the way I've always read it, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that sounds wonderful, and we can. But that's really not what Paul said. What Paul really said there was, I can endure all things through Christ who strengthens me. Because even though Paul was in prison and his life was horrible, it couldn't have gotten any worse, beaten on a regular basis daily. He never said, God, get me out of it. God, give me the strength to get through it. Give me the strength. Grateful for everything. He thanked God. Thank you for this day, God. Thank you for using my life as an example while I'm here. It's just like Job. Remember how in the Bible that Job, the same sort of thing. He never, when his life was great and everything was easy, and he was the richest man in town in the whole community, had the prettiest wife and the best kids, and had the most abundance. And he loved God, and people would be like, well, yeah, it's easy for Job to love God. Look at how much God has blessed him. People like, you take that away from him. That's what Satan said. Take it away from him and see what happens. I used to think that God was unjust because he did that to Job, because in the Bible it says Job is a righteous man. I used to think, why would God pick on this poor guy? You know, why would he pick on him like this? He's saying he's righteous, but yet he's pointing him out to Satan when Satan says, I've traveled the whole earth and I haven't found one righteous man upon the earth. And God's like, hey, have you considered Job? And I used to read that and I'm like, really, God? Oh, by the way, I used to think Job was Job because it's spelled J-O-B, because everything I know is from me getting in the word myself and spending time. But you know what? It doesn't matter whether you pronounce it right. That isn't what counts. What counts is your heart right? How you treating people. That's what counts. Not whether you can pronounce it right. If it is, I'm in trouble. Today I know it's Job, not Job, but it doesn't matter. Okay, no, I lost my track of thought here. Oh, so anyhow, I used to think with God, like I said, I used to have such a self-righteousness about me that I kind of really thought at one time I was more righteous than God, because look at him picking on Job, you know, most righteous man, just gone, you know. But God said you can do anything you want, but don't take his life. And so as everything, Satan comes down, kills all his children, takes every one of them, not one or two, all 10 of his kids, gone. All his livestock, biggest farm of the earth, gone. To whatever his business would be equivalent to today. You know, back then people were in agriculture, so he had a farm. But whatever people, you know, in livestock. Imagine you lost everything, all your kids, then all your money. Can you help? His friend said, surely you must have angered God. Why would you be punished so much? Look. His wife is like, wow, why aren't you cursing God? How can you not curse him? Job said no. Job remained righteous. Why? Because the community needed to see that Job's righteousness, that he was, like, as I said, it's easy to be righteous and to be wonderful and praise God when everything is wonderful and to have faith. But when you're in the ditch, when nothing's going right, and you're still, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. I trust you. I need you. I love you. I know you've got this and you've got me. I don't understand, but I know you've got me. That's when we're powerful for the kingdom of God. Because that's when we're a light up onto a world that is desperately seeking him, even when they don't know it. That's when we shine the brightest for him, when our world is the darkest, but yet we're shining the brightest. And what did God do because of Job's righteousness when Satan got done having his way, besides taking his life? And understand also that this earth, this is Satan's playground. This not just his playground. Not just his playground. I used to say that back home, like, oh, the island was the devil's playground, and California is this is his home. But the world is his dominion. He's in charge down here. But as I was saying, God gave Job back everything tenfold. And you know what is so cool? In the Bible, at the end, in the last verses of Job, where it says that he also gave him 7 children, 7 sons and 3 daughters. And the 3 daughters that God gave to Job, one of them, their name, and like I said, I don't pronounce things right, but part of the name is Karen. The name that my biological mother gave me, not the name that I use. And I used to live in Job. My kids watched me living in Job every day growing up, because that's what I identified with. And I used to think my purpose, Lord help me. I used to think when I was younger, I was born to suffer. I did. I thought that that's why God put me here. He didn't, but that's what I thought. Because because things are hard. But anyhow, where was I? See, I get stoned and I get off the track. All right. I think I was, yeah. I feel like Cinderella, whose prince has just arrived. Starting Children of Grace. I just started that. Like I said, I'm waiting for my tax numbers, and I really need some help because I need to get the right people. Because right now I have my son and his ex-girlfriend, and they're in Maine, and my son works so much, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm making excuses for him, but he hasn't done the paperwork for me like he's supposed to. So I ain't gonna give him any credit for that. See, because once I like fundraising. I did my first fundraiser at 9, and I want to fundraise for this. I want to help the kids. I want to help kids that were like me. Every child should know they're loved. Every person, but especially kids. Children are so innocent, so pure, and they're the closest thing to God that we have. And we got to protect them. They're our greatest resource. And us, those of us that are older, it's our responsibility. I don't care if it's your child, my child, the neighbor's child. It's everyone's responsibility to keep children safe. I've learned, be careful in how you do that. But it's up to us. I don't care if it's your enemy's child. It's up to us. I like this that I wrote here. It says, I'm not perfect, but I'm learning how to be the perfect me. You know, because that's all any of us got is the perfect us. Ooh, it needs more stuff. Got the end of it. For those of you who smoke, the end of it is nasty. It's like, sorry. My daughter sent me this lipstick. I don't know if I put it on right. I'm terrible at things like that. I'm better at taking care of a house than I am makeup. Or just, I don't know, taking care of family stuff. Kids. Or fundraising. Like I said, I'm looking forward to getting my tax numbers because I can't really go anywhere to get stuff until I do that. But like I said, I have been so focusing my mind on my dream about helping these kids at, and how appropriate that I found this now about human trafficking. Because like I said, I'm going tonight to hear someone speak on that. You know, when I was a kid, God is so good because it never happened, but it almost did. This evil person who knew I was nobody's daughter and nobody gave two craps about me took me from Maine to Boston and was giving me to someone. One of the other girls saved my life. She didn't get away. I did, and nobody ever touched me before I was harmed at all. But that wouldn't have been the truth, my truth, had it not been for Charisse. I don't know if that's her real name. I'm assuming that's her name. I pray for her still often. I mean, I'm 55, and I was just, 14, 15 years old? I got with my husband at 15, so I don't think I was 15 yet. But about 14 years old. Like I said, she knew I was nobody's daughter. So she took me to Boston, 14-year-old little girl who'd never been anywhere, to give me away to a trafficker. But God was so gracious to me that no one ever touched me because another victim saved me. And it's things come full circle, you know. And tonight I'm going to go listen to these people speak, and who knows? See, all I know is I'm going to use my story for God's glory. That's my purpose. That's my purpose. That's my purpose. Because it's not about me. It's not about any of us. It's about him. Whether it's good or bad, whether it's pain or pleasure. You know, and all pain serves a purpose. If you let it, if you don't let it, you know, when we don't let go and we hang on to it. Because I know, I speak from, did I drop that? I speak from experience. I don't speak from opinion, but experience. We got to let it go. And then when we let the pain go, then we can turn the pain into purpose. I don't know if I'm going to keep this. I can't say. I wish I could say. Oh, hi. Yes, I do have a driver's license. Like I said, I didn't get it until I was 30. My husband was one of those. And legally he was my husband, but that isn't he never acted like one. He never acted like one. He was more my jailer. He was my jailer, not my husband. We just had a piece of paper that said man and wife. My jailer. And that's okay. Like I said, I chose him. I take responsibility for things in my life today. Get out of the victimhood. You know, we're living in a society of victimhood, and people get pissed when I say that. They get so friggin' angry. They're like, oh, and they. I used to be a professional victim, and it was authentic. You know, nothing was fake or whatever. I mean, shit really did happen. But just like Job in the Bible, he never acted like a victim. That's why God blessed him so greatly. Oh, I was saying about his daughters. Like I said, one was named Karen. And they were the most beautiful girl. It says that they were the most beautiful girls, and these three girls, in all the land. And these three girls, see, back then, women, we were more like property, you know, more like a cow or something, you know, or a horse or a mule or whatever. And so women were not allowed to be part of the father's inheritance. If he didn't have any sons, if a man didn't have any sons, I mean, that was like a bad thing, because he had nobody to leave his stuff to, because he couldn't leave it. You know, men didn't leave stuff to women back then. But these three girls, Job's daughters, the most beautiful girls in all the land, that God replaced. Not that people can be replaced, but you understand what I'm saying. We're included in the inheritance. And that's the same as us as Christians. When we walk in the way of the Father, when we accept him, when we accept Christ, when we repent, and we restore that relationship, we too will enjoy in the inheritance. I got to make sure I hold this bowl up straight so I don't spill on my weed. You know, somebody was saying, well, you know, you could get weed in, edibles. Yes. Yes, and I would like them too. They're more expensive, but anybody want to send me any edibles, it's okay, you can. They're expensive. I don't think you can legally, so don't, because I don't want anybody to get in trouble. So don't. My point is, I just say that God uses all things, you know. And he says that we war not against flesh and blood. So, you know, whatever somebody's done to you, let it go. Let it go. And not just for you. I mean, no, listen to me. I'm stoned. I'm just like that. Not just for them. My nose is running. Not just for them, but for you. For you. Let's see if my phone's charged. So you can be free. Oh, somebody else. How are you doing today? What did doctors decide with the intestinal problem? Oh, how do I say the doctors are idiots? I was in the hospital and for a week, and without going into it too deep, I mean, I was in ICU, and then I was in what do you call acute care, and I'm really no better. Well, I'm a little bit, but I mean, I haven't checked my blood pressure, but because my blood pressure was really bad before, and I was bleeding so bad. So that part, but I'm not because I'm sick constantly. Like I said, I mean, I got my bucket here because I'm running to the toilet because it's nauseous. So I don't want to be negative, so I don't want to talk about it, but I don't know how to answer questions like that because I don't want to be negative, but I don't want to pretend it's okay when it's not. I don't know. I don't know. But thank you for people who ask and care. I appreciate it because we all need to know somebody cares. You know, what I try to encourage people to do, if you got any extra time on your hands, maybe you're retired, why not go out and visit a nursing home, visit an elderly neighbor, go read to someone who's blind, go throw a ball with a neighborhood kid that doesn't have a dad that lives there, whether you're a male or a female. You know, I used to take all the neighborhood kids, and I'm not a sports person. Only sports I ever played was with my kids and the neighborhood kids. We'd go out and play ball. That's the only ball I've ever played in my entire life is when I played with kids. And I was the parent. I'd be out there all by myself. And I feel guilty if I had to, go into work. My daughter would chase me. She hated me when I had to go to work. She'd cry. I mean, I was always with my kids. And then when I left my husband for a little bit and had to go to work, my daughter didn't like it. So then I get home from work. I'd work 2 jobs and I come home and I feel guilty that I had to go to work like so many of us mothers do. I'm just trying to put food on the table because I don't have a husband that pays support or helps out, sometimes people, when you get divorced or break up or whatever, they think that they don't have to, their responsibility is over, but it's not. But anyhow, so I'd feel guilty. So every night when I'd get home from work, I'd play ball with all the neighborhood kids. You know what? I wish I could go back and play ball. Best times of my life. Those of you who haven't had kids yet, you just wait. Hardest time of your life too. But best time. I remember when the kids were like, oh my God, how old are they? Like, I think they were like 8th grade. And they how they don't always have enough coaches. Now, I still don't know a thing about sports, about baseball, softball, basketball, football. My daughter does. My son doesn't either because he's a carbon copy of me, just male. A better version of me, but just male. But my daughter, I mean, she knows, she's a big Giants fan. I mean, she loves football. She could tell you all about it, who's good, she's got it down. She watches it all the time. So what was my point? Say smoke a bowl and I lose my track of, let me take a hit because it'll help me remember. So anyhow, they needed somebody to coach the kids. They needed, but they didn't have anyone. So I said to my girlfriend, Shirley Remsen, I said, we could do this. Why don't we do this? She was a bit more of a tomboy than me, but, she wasn't either, but she did know a bit more than me. And she had 3 boys. So we did it. Now, see, I didn't know about ball, but I do know about kids. And I do know about building people up and just treating them about the way I want to be treated and all that sort of thing. So, like I said, though I didn't know about ball, and of course her husband, he got involved, and so he knew about ball. But I would be running around, and these kids would be shy. These were the shy kids. These were the kids that would always miss the ball. I would be running around the bases. Yeah, Joey. Yeah, you're awesome. You can do it. Oh, you're amazing, Joey. You know what? Our team rocked. Our teams went to they ain't nothing till you shine. Why? Because they knew people believed in them. somebody gave them a reputation to live up to. They were told they weren't good enough to get on the team. And then someone told them that those people didn't know what they were talking about. Because even Einstein, they said, didn't know shit because he didn't talk till he was 4. Don't you ever take anybody else's opinion of you. Because it's just that, an opinion. Just like this right here. We all got one. Don't value anybody else's opinion of you more than your own. And more than yours, his. You know what he says, don't you? He says you're wonderfully and beautifully made. That he's counted every single hair on your head. That he's given you your own fingerprints just to show you your authenticity. Lest you ever doubt your importance to him. Do you listen to what the Creator says? Who you going to trust? If you go to the museum and you find a piece of art and you go up to the person who, or in a gallery, and we'll say you're in a gallery, an art gallery, I like art, and you see the girl behind the counter that works there, and you ask her about, what's this, what's this piece mean? But then you see the artist here, and you ask the artist, and they have 2 different opinions of what the piece means. Who are you going to trust? You're going to trust the person who created the painting? You're going to trust the artist? You're going to trust the person who's just there trying to sell it? I know who I'm going to trust. And don't ever think, please, don't compare yourself to other people. Because whether it's you or myself, the person next door, the person down the street, the person in a different country, the person of a different religion, the person of a different sexual nature. Don't care what it is. Skin color, don't matter. Don't matter. All were created by the same master. Therefore, if a potter created this, and the same artist, sorry, I don't have another cup right here. Let me see if I can find something. I'll take my friend's picture. I love this picture. She's so friggin' beautiful. Isn't this like the best wedding picture? That's my friend Natalie, and that's back in Vinyl Haven. I mean, I love that picture. I mean, she's like, could be a model anyhow. She's so photogenic, but that is the greatest picture. Love it. But, okay, but anyhow, I always do that. If the same, it should be the same kind of thing. But if the same artist made this and this, I just lost Natalie. They're of the same value. The same person made them. Or the same painting, if you have 2 paintings, same artist. One is no more valuable than the other. See, I had this, which is no less valuable. I just felt kind of weird, having me looking at myself on my desk. But my friend who passed away a year ago, who I miss, Craig, rest your soul, Craig. He made this for me. See, it says Sister Grace. He made me a couple of them. He bought this frame, and this is the I haven't gone there yet. The Temple of Amy McPherson. We were supposed to go. He's going to take me. Who died in the 40s, and he used to joke, and he used to say, "I think you're her reincarnation." He used to say. We had met. I like I said, I don't date. You see, but I went on this dating site for just a minute. I mean, literally a minute, like not even a month. And met this guy, and we went out a bunch of times. Look, see, when you look at yourself, then you get like, oh my God. So we went out a bunch of times anyhow, but we had never even kissed, held hands, nothing. My ex would say that's because I'm a prude, but my other ex would say because I'm a slow hand. But anyhow, so he used to joke and say, Grace, you're too sweet and innocent for me, but he was a nice guy, good man. So he always took me cool places, even though, we knew, he knew it wasn't going to go anywhere romantically. he would take me really cool places. He always took me to the Hollywood Bowl. We spent a lot of time there, and Pantages Theater, and just different places. And because he believed in me, like I said, he believed I had a spiritual message and a gift, and he wanted me to meet people of all faiths. So God bless him. But I didn't, like I said, I felt funny looking at myself. And so I love this picture of Natalie and her husband on their wedding day. This is just, it ought to be a billboard. Hey, look at her. She's so gorgeous. So, therefore, when I sit there, I look at her. All right, you know what? I keep saying I got to go, but my ride is supposed to come in 15 minutes. I don't even know how long I've been on here. I just know I was just raising heck, you know? You can tell, like, I spend a lot of time alone, so I don't want to get sick and all that. And, you know, if you don't go out, you don't spend money. So, but I do love to hear people speak. So I am going to go, because I have a ride coming, to hear people speak. You know, as long as they have something to say. See, I can't stand small talk. I have no time or anything for that. And I don't mean that rudely, but I just don't like it. I don't like it. If you want to talk about something deep, if you want to tell me who you are, you know, what gets you, what you like, what, you know, what you care about, we'll talk. But if it's just, you know, I don't care for small talk. Don't care. I'd rather stay home by myself. But if I can learn from you, I'm in. I learn from everybody. You know, everybody's my teacher, but look, I don't using this as my mirror before I go out. All right. So thank you for joining me. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to keep this. I probably will not. So if you turn it on, people, you might want to watch it now, because it might not be there, because you never know with me. Unpredictable. That's me. Unpredictable Gracie. The only thing that's going to be, how do I put it? The only thing you can count on is it's going to be real. It's going to be authentic. And it's going to be reality. And unscripted. I was hoping someone would come knock on the door. The kid upstairs was supposed to come back. Like I said, he came down for a wake and bake earlier. He texted me, "You up?" I was like, "Yeah." So he came down and had coffee with me. I like wake and bakes. You know, and I like fixing coffee for people, you know. Like, I gave up coffee for quite some time because of my stomach problems. So, like, when I first got here and I was in the hotel and I didn't drink coffee, but I would buy coffee because there was a young girl there from Russia. And she was on her own. And like I said, I like to mother. So I'd buy coffee just so I can make her coffee every morning. Ola. Yeah, she loved me because I'd make her coffee. And like I said, I didn't have a lot of funds, but I'd always make sure whatever I had for dinner, I would go knock on. I would share with her. Whatever I had, I gave her half. So she loved me. They used to call me Jerry's Angel there because the place was Jerry's Dive. But it served a purpose. Oh my God, I'm totally like messing up. So it would be the first time, though, you know that. I always say, me, like you, are all perfectly, this one can't talk, perfectly flawed human beings. So remember, when you go out, as you go throughout your day, seek to bless all who pass your way, and seek the Christ in everyone. And seek to love rather than judge. Seek to be all you can be to somebody in need. Find somewhere today that you can go and maybe you pass somebody, or, you know, maybe it's on here, somebody who can do nothing for you, to do something for them. Maybe it's no more than make a sandwich and cold bottle of water for a homeless person, or going and, like I said, going to an elderly neighbor and saying, "Hey, can I run to the store for you? Can I maybe vacuum your rugs for you?" Or, "Oh, you're a single mom. Does little Junior or little Julie want to throw a ball around or bake cookies or whatever?" But what can I do for you? Because remember, we're not here to be served. We're here to serve. We are here to serve. Not only Christ was here to serve, we are here to serve. And my belief, personally, is whatever I don't get in this lifetime, whatever I don't comprehend or learn, I'm going to have to friggin' repeat until I get it. That's just my own personal belief. That's how I interpret the Bible. You know what? And I'd rather, not that I'm a quick learner, I'm the short bus. It takes me a while, I told you. I'm the person that would say sometimes, "Oh God, just get me out of it. I won't do it again." And then I do it again. Not because I was trying to be a liar or be a jerk with God, but because I'm a human being. I'm a sinner. I'm fallible. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. Ain't never gonna be. You know. And today it's okay. It's okay. Because today, the only thing I need to try, the only thing I need to be is to be a good daughter to my Heavenly Father. Because that's my real father. That's my real dad. So all I need to do is think, and I've been doing this for a few years now. I was thinking to myself recently, I always say recently, and it's not even recently. I do that all the time. But I was thinking, I shared this with, girlfriends and stuff before. I was thinking, okay, because my name used to be God's Girl. I have a license plate on my car. He said God's Girl. My ex-husband gave me that name when I was like 29. I had a license plate and everything, still do. And so I was thinking, as a child of God, how do I dress? How do I speak? What do I watch on TV? Now, I'm not talking judging myself, but as his daughter, as a queen, as heir to the throne, as a good parent to myself, because I was never parented. So now, as an adult, it's up to me to parent me instead of being a victim of what I didn't get. It's time to say, okay, how are you going to parent you? Because you know what? I could have been a better parent too. And not because I didn't, we all make mistakes. We all do the best that we got to work with. So, I don't know. Find somebody to love today. And find something to love about you today. I encourage you to put down, now I'm messing with my hand because I know I'm going out. I encourage you, seriously, to write 3 things today before you go to sleep tonight. Write 3 things that you are grateful for this day. And also to write 3 things that you are grateful for about you. Personally. And I don't mean like, oh, my back didn't hurt today. But you like, oh, I'm grateful. Whatever it is, I have a beautiful smile. I'm grateful that, that I have long, beautiful legs. Or I have an aunt Gidget, and she's like, I love Tina Turner. She's like Tina Turner's age, and she has legs like Tina Turner. I mean, she put my legs to shame. I didn't get her legs, but my aunt Gidget, gorgeous legs. So, whatever it is, your funny personality, your kind heart, whatever it is about you, doesn't have to be a physical thing. You're a good baker. You persevere. Whatever it is. 3 things that you are grateful for about you. As I have gone along in life, I've learned, because I've spent a lot of time in bed with my health, and some people are like, oh, I'm so sorry. But you know what? During those times, I got so close to him. I wouldn't have got that close. But I was in bed. Couldn't go nowhere. Couldn't do nothing. So no regrets. No regrets. No regrets. Maybe, wish maybe I would have made some different decisions in life. That's what I'm saying. But no, like Job, not why God, but thank thee, Lord. Thank thee for entrusting me with a life designed to bring out the best in me, so that then you could use me, because your pain is merely for your purpose. God bless you. Until next time, seek to be a blessing and you will be blessed. Bye.